Would it really be an overstatement to say that the previous week was the most exciting week we've had in World of Warcraft for a long time? I don't think so. Hi guys, this is King Shiny66 and together we will jump right into the news and we will take an extensive deep dive in everything we know when it comes to Dragonflight. We will start by saying that Blizzard has decided to return to its roots, and by return to its roots I mean they want a classic feel for the expansion that they're going to be releasing. That means more evergreen systems and less extrinsic system rewards, which means no power gain systems will arrive in Dragonflight other than, the revamped versions of our talents. And in order to make this very interesting, they're going to include Covenant abilities like Convoke, we've seen. I don't know if you guys... I will probably put it somewhere here so that you guys can see. Like the Druids have the Convoke for now. On their talent tree, they have to choose this between that and Incarnation, and the Blizzard actually said that they are going to have other things as well, such as Altered Essences, such as old legendaries, and all those things. So I'm super hyped about that. I hope you are as well. Another thing I was truly delighted to hear was that there will be way more account-wide progression when it comes to the new expansion. Stuff like the new flying system. Everything you unlock on your main character, you will pretty much have on your old. You won't have, to unlock a faster flying again, or barrel rolls and all those things. No, if you have unlocked it on your main character, you will be able to have it on, on your olds as well. In general, they go with the premise of if it's not an item level increase, they want it to be account-wide. So they want you to have it on all your characters. This is a major quality of life change that I'm very happy that Blizzard decided to do. And speaking about the new fly system, there will be a lot of customization implemented into that. Like, they said that it wouldn't be a stretch to say that if you had like 10 friends or 100 friends, all of you are going to have different variations of the dragon. Like, you have to choose between, like a proto dragon, a worm, drake, and all those things. Like, there is a lot of time and effort put into that system because they want like players that are not really focused into that are not really focused in instance gameplay to have something to do in their free time. And high customization of the dragons, as well as other things that I will speak later, was something that they came up with. The entire system will be a very early unlock. You will be able to fly from the first week, but as they said, but that doesn't mean that you will be limited to that system itself. No, they said that as the expansion goes by, they will allow you the ability to fly on your old mounts because, well, I think it was Zion himself that said that they do not really want to limit you and force you into this system. No, so I think it was like 10.1 or 10.1.5 that you will be just able to fly on your old mount and just ignore that system entirely if that is your choosing. Though I got some vibes that they were not really particularly fond of that idea. What you should keep from the dragon riding system is that they want you to start like, how to train your dragon, really. Speaking about outdated things, they said that one of the the systems in World of Warcraft that feels very, very old is Vanilla WoW reputation system. Well, not Vanilla WoW, but the reputation system is the same ever since Vanilla. So they want to go the Renown and Covenant style that we got in Shadowlands. They feel that this was a major success of this expansion, and bear with me, don't get your guns out already. No, they want the current system. They want you to be able to progress with all major factions, as they said it, at once. They want you to be able to gain renown with all of them at once. They want you to be able to earn rewards from them all at once. So it's not going to be this hideous part at the start of Shadowlands where you have to, stay Kyrian, and if you wanted to switch to Necrolord, you'd have to, go all the way back. No. This is not going to be happening. It's going to be, a broader experience. A broader experience that they said will have a lot of cosmetic items, a lot of quest lines that will enrich the lore of Dragon Isles. It's not mandatory, but you will unlock that and you will be able to, deep dive into the lore. They said that there will be a lot of pets and mounts and whatnot, so you will be able to, progress into that system more extensively. At the same time, they said that every single reward that is not a direct item level increase, like, I don't know, some wrists or some gloves or something, will be account-wide. So you won't have the need to get renown with another character if you don't want to, or I suppose you won't have to play the questline with the second character if you don't want to, and you will be able to level up with those, secondary questlines if that is your choosing. That waits to be seen. But one is certain, more account-wide access, like we said before, and a much more interesting and immersive experience when it comes to Renown and Covenant systems. So what other new things are we going to get? Well, how about an old friend that became new? And by old friend, I mean current friend that's going to stay. That's going to be Zereth Mortis. They loved the zone, and honestly, I cannot really blame them. Zereth Mortis is a zone that I have really a lot of fun, personally. While I'm waiting my queues to pop, I just, roam around there, fly around, get some treasures, kill some rares, get some herbs, get some ores, stuff like that. And they said that they like that idea, so instead of having just one zone, the entire Dragon Isles are going to be inspired after the Zereth Mortis style. So you will have a lot of things to do there, including, yes, the mount building system. In general, they spoke about appealing more to the type of player that is not particularly fond of the instance gameplay and, he spends most of his time in the actual world of Azeroth. Yeah, I get it, Zereth Mortis is not on Azeroth, but, stay with me here. They want to make it a pleasant experience for him as well, so they will have a lot of collectibles for this guy to gather all over Dragon Isles. Something that I want to add into this, even though they're going to keep the tier set, it won't come in the version of the Catalyst. They're not particularly fond of that idea of the Catalyst or the gatekeeping it entailed. They said instead of that, they're going to make it more organic, and the only way to make it more organic, they thought, was, well, I hope you, Mr. Death Knight, have a blacksmith friend, because that blacksmith friend will be able to craft you a tier piece. Same goes for, you rogues out there, find a leather worker, you warlocks, mages, whatever else, go find yourselves a tailor, Because from now on, professions will have a vital role in the progression of one's character. Another thing that is staying is the Great Vault. They are very fond of how it came out to be towards the end of Shadowlands, and something that is going to absolutely stay with a few tweaks is the Mythic Plus system. And when I'm talking about a few tweaks, bear with me, it's not going to be as hideous as it is, and if you guys know anything about me is that, I hate the Mythic Plus system. But hear me out. So, every single expansion, or, give or take, when they launch, they have 8 dungeons, alright? Now, Dragonflight will have Mythic Plus rotation cycles, which means at 10.0, you will have 4 of those dungeons and 4 other dungeons from older expansions, all the way down to Mists of Pandaria. They said that they will be doing some tweaking and, adjusting of things in order to make it more suitable for Mythic Plus, but you will be able to do all those things, all those dungeons, all the way back there. 4 of those at least. So you get 4 new dungeons and 4 old dungeons that will immediately change a few months down the line. So what does this mean? That means that the Mythic Plus system will never stagnate and become boring, and it, will not force you to have to run the same dungeon over and over and over again for extensive periods of time. They specifically address the sentiment of getting the same item piece over and over again. Like, like you get this, for example, let's go back to Freehold, because this is the example that came to mind. You would get the trinket from the last boss, Harlan. I don't, you guys know what trinket I'm talking about, right? And then the next patch would drop, and then you would have to go and refarm that very same trinket. And then the next patch would drop, and then you would have to go and refarm that very same trinket. They want to avoid that. They don't want it to be so hideous. Something that won't be staying, though, will be the mission table. So I know you guys got used to having it from, all the way back from WoD, but that's pretty much it, really. It's done, it's gone. Something that's neither gone nor changing is the new player experience, which will stay as it is. Going from Exile's Reach into BFA is way more approachable from a newbie's perspective than jumping, and I quote Elon Hatzikostas here, into Super Hell. And with the systems out of the way, as well as what's staying and what's changing, let's switch to the story mode. Where? I hope you guys are ready for some dragons, because they said that they want us to actually get the dragon point of view of things, whatever that means, and that they said that the dominant feeling that they want us to feel during the campaign is that of hope. Now, I don't know what that means, but Steve Danuser actually elaborated and spoke specifically about the word homecoming. How we cannot really experience homecoming because it is an entirely new zone for us, we've never been here before. But to dragons, it means something else. So they want us to be able to get this homecoming emotion by bonding and becoming emotionally attached to our dragon friends. They want us to get the dragon side. How do they feel? How do they behave? What are their customs? What's happening, And how did this land change? Because, come on, think about it, okay? This land was housing dragons longer than 10,000 years ago. and now they were gone. What are the keepers doing? What are they expecting? You know, what are they waiting for? How can they even know that the dragons survived the war? Because let us not forget that the reason that the dragons left the Dragon Isles was to fight, that's, you know, the Great Sundering, all those things, and try and help with the war. They don't know if they won or if they lost. Speaking of new things, let's start with Dracthyr. First of all, I want to make it certain that you guys understand that no one knows about the Dracthyr, not even the dragons themselves. Only Neltharion knows about the Dracthyr, and how did he make them? Why did they exist? You see, they were created as the perfect soldiers. Soldiers that unfortunately cannot tank, that was confirmed, out of the way. They are the perfect soldiers. They were built around the adaptability of mortal races, at that time mortal races, as well as various dragon aspects. So he took a bucket and he took the dragon things and then he took the human things, well, not human things, you know, the mortal things, and then he just threw them in the bucket, and he saw what came out, and that's pretty much Dracthyr, okay? The perfect soldier, the perfect protector, the perfect guardian, the perfect non-tank, intellect-based class. It's going to be a spellcaster, and when I talk about spellcasters, think less of a mage and more of a shaman, but you know, minus the shields, plus the swords, something like that, you know? Mail armor, we know that. Of course, being a 2 specialization class, they didn't want to close the door, you know, to a potential third spec arriving later down the line, but they said that even if it did, it would not be a tank. So yeah, that's not happening. Third spec may come, tank is not. So with that parenthesis closed, let's return to the Dracthyr story. Guys, like I said, no one knows about you. So you wake up alone in a cavern and you feel this earthquake. And you don't know for how long you've been sleeping. You don't know who else is up, what's going on, you have no idea what's happening, but you can't help but feel this sense of dread, this sense of fear, this sense of danger, you know? And all you know you need to do is wake up and go wake up your brothers and sisters and leave this cave and explore, see what's going on. Keep in mind that you have been sleeping for 10,000 years plus, so, well, okay, there's some similarity with the demon hunters right there, and they even said that they want, you know, the talent acquisition to be based around how demon hunters got various abilities and talents, you know, through level up, but as well as healing various foes. But with that aside, keep in mind that this is how you wake up, you know? You are a stranger in your own land, and they pretty much confirmed that your starting area will be visited again by players in a later patch, you know, or maybe at max level. It's full of mysticism. You are Deathwing's creation before he went bad. You're Neltharion's pride, you're Neltharion's prize, you're Neltharion's soldiers. Now, even though the Dracthyr will be able to play and level up in the older expansions with the Chromie time walking system, I don't really know how to call it, you know, the Chromie thing, okay? It was confirmed that when it comes to Legion, you will not be getting an artifact, of course, because that would mean that they would be retconning lore and acknowledging your presence, which will not be happening, okay? Even though you will be able to play in Legion, you won't be canonically part of the Legion campaign, and that, unfortunately for some of you, means no Mage Tower. Lastly, I will close this video by letting you know my opinion when it comes to those things. Personally, guys, I'm skeptical, but at the same time very hyped and excited to hear that we're returning to more classic type approach into the game. Stuff like account-wide progression, or stuff like, you know, the reputations not being so hideous, stuff like the old talent tree. I'm very much in fond of those. Even though it's Blizzard, right? I wouldn't really pre-order unless they make sure to have a very, very, very solid last beta patch before I, you know, proceed to do something like that. It's the second expansion that we get the whole "it's hidden behind the mist" idea, but I don't know, I sort of like this idea. I sort of like the low pro expansions instead of, you know, like go fight death and then go fight super death and then go fight super death and then go fight the other bad guy that was waiting in the background. No, in my opinion, what WoW needs is less of this and way, way more of this. Guys, thank you for watching, and as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay hydrated. Cheers!